Hey, Oscar. I've got some terrible news. Dad was just rushed to the hospital in an ambulance.
Your dad, really? Come on, don't joke like that, Cindy.
I'm not joking. I swear on my life.
Oh wow. I guess you're serious. When did this happen?
Just now. I'm at the hospital as we speak.
Really? How is he?
Well, you see. He suddenly collapsed. I'm not sure if he'll make it through.
Whoa, really? Your dad is getting up there in age, right?
That's true, but
I'm sorry I'm on vacation during this time. I'd head back if I could.
yeah, thanks.
But it's pretty tough for me to return now. I'm a whole state away. It's a shame. Your dad's been really good to me. Let him know I'm thinking of him if you can.
Don't you think it's too soon to talk like that?
HM. You think so? Parents are supposed to outlive their children. He's getting up there in age, so it's something to be prepared for.
Maybe so, but you don't need to be so insensitive. He's still with us, and I'd rather not discuss this right now. Don't you think that's harsh, considering how good he's been to you?
It's true, your dad has been great to me. But I've already done my part. I've been taking care of him a lot as he's aged, you know? I've taken him to the doctor frequently. I did it even though I was busy. I'm sure it'll be tough for you alone, but stay strong.
I'm really scared. I don't know what to do.
What, are you a child? It's clear you want me to come back home. Oh. You still have that relative nearby, right? I think he lives close. Why don't you ask him to help out?
Dad told me not to mention this, but he said he wanted to see you, Oscar. So please, come back and visit him.
But it'd disrupt the whole vacation I've planned for a long time. I'm really counting on this vacation since it's not often I get to go with my boss. I have other coworkers here too, so I can't just leave. I need to make a good impression on everyone. It could even affect my chances of getting a promotion.
I understand. Hey, Oscar. What does my dad mean to you, anyway?
Hmm. Like an acquaintance? Well, maybe that's not a fair answer. After all, everyone who's not me is kind of like an acquaintance to me.
So he's not family to you?
You know I'm not very sentimental, don't you? My career is everything to me. You know I'm not just working hard for myself. I'm working hard for you too. I'm putting in the effort so you don't have to.
That's great and all, but we're doing fine financially because I work as well. I'd prefer if you could help with the chores or take care of Dad. I've often asked for your help with those things. More than anything, I think we could use more quality family time.
Your income isn't that substantial, Cindy. You know, I didn't think you considered my hard work in that way. I'm disappointed.
Disappointed? Why does my husband have to be disappointed in me when my dad is in trouble? Why can't you be by my side when I need your support?
Look, I get it, you don't have your mom around either. But I'm sorry. It just feels like you're being overly dramatic, like you just want the attention. Oh. By the way, what about our inheritance?
What?
So, our inheritance from your dad. How much are we getting? Cindy? Are you ignoring me now? Don't dodge the conversation just because I brought up money. He.
Dad just had surgery. He's going to be okay.
That's great.
Yes.
I'm really amazed.
What do you mean?
He was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance, and now he's fine a few hours later. It's incredible what modern medicine can do.
Absolutely.
Are you upset with me? Why though?
What do you mean, why? You really don't understand?
Look, I explained. I couldn't come back because of this important work trip. Even if I had tried, I wouldn't have made it back in time if your dad was in critical condition. So there was no point in me returning home. Anyway, the surgery was successful, right? This is a good outcome for you, isn't it?
I'm really angry right now. What do you mean a good outcome for me?
Ha!
How can you be so insensitive and say that? Do you even have any compassion?
Wow, cut me some slack. You're blowing this way out of proportion.
I'm not.
Well, what if the roles were reversed? For example, if you were taking a crucial qualification exam for a potential promotion, but my dad was rushed to the hospital, would you abandon the exam to see him? Just because he was in the hospital? You wouldn't, right?
I would.
No, you wouldn't. Don't lie.
Most people would. Especially for family.
Even though he didn't raise you? If you're serious about this, you should reconsider your stance. Like I said, treat your in-laws like acquaintances. Even you and I aren't related by blood, Cindy. Can you genuinely care about my parents? If you get too sentimental, you might miss significant opportunities one day.
Whether it's family or not, I believe in treating others with kindness. Oscar, you mentioned that you love my kindness. Especially around the time we got married.
HM. Oh. Yeah, maybe I did. Sorry, I can't recall. But, it's also crucial to be practical. We'll be having children soon. Oh, speaking of which, I have a practical question for you. How much will we inherit from your dad?
Are you seriously asking me that again?
Well, we never finished our earlier conversation. Your dad is wealthy, so I'm just curious. If I were in his shoes, I'd create a will and divide it among family. Isn't that what rich people do for their loved ones? It must feel great to share your wealth with your kids. I wonder what my share will be. Just make sure you don't keep it all for yourself. You need to share it with me.
No, you won't be getting money from my dad, you'll be paying him.
Ha!
We'll handle the legalities, so your signature will be needed.
Wait. What? What's going on?
Oh, and one more thing. Your work vacation is likely to be cancelled. It's a shame you won't have the chance to impress your boss anymore.
Hold on a minute. What's happening all of a sudden? I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about. My vacation really was cancelled. We're all heading back on the first flight tomorrow. What did you do?
Not a thing. I just got some help, like you told me to.
What?
My relative who lives close that you mentioned. He's a managing director at your job.
Ha!
You didn't notice from his last name? I thought Sallow is an unusual enough name for you to at least think twice about it. But you're more unobservant than I thought.
He's what now? No way is he managing director. I've never spoken to him once. He's our relative?
My dad's brother. So my uncle.
Hey. Why didn't you say anything?
My uncle told me not to mention it to you. He wanted to see the real you in your personal life. Where you weren't trying to impress your boss. Said that he didn't want you getting too buddy-buddy with him. Then his workplace authority might not be taken as seriously.
You're kidding.
But this incident has really confirmed it for him. He says you're rotten to the core, Oscar.
What?
You've lost that promotion for sure now. Maybe you wouldn't have if you'd had the integrity to drop your important work vacation. To go see your father-in-law in trouble. It didn't help that you were so fixated on Dad's inheritance as well. Better luck next time.
Fine, whatever. You really are a sly dog, Cindy. I don't care if I get fired. I'll get your dad's inheritance anyway.
Look, Oscar. You won't get 1 cent of his money.
Pretty sure I will, actually. That all changed when I married you, Cindy. I'm one of the family, after all. What is this?
Can't you read English? It's a loan contract. It's what you wrote 4 years ago.
What?
Did you forget that your business failed and you had some loan sharks? After you before we got married? My dad paid for it all, didn't he?
Well, yeah. But he told me that I don't need to pay that back.
Oh, you really only remember the convenient parts. My dad gave you one condition in exchange for you not having to pay him back, right? Did you forget? If you forgot, it's written at the very bottom, so you'd better take a good look. Dad said, didn't he? He said that if you'll make his daughter happy, you don't need to pay him back. But if there was a divorce caused by your actions, he would be charging you the entirety of the sum he paid of your loans.
I'm coming home, honey. I'll be home soon.
I've spoken to Dad about the divorce already. And to my uncle too.
Wait a second here. Let's just both calm down. Come on, honey. Let's talk like adults.
I'm perfectly calm.
I'm sorry. I should have been there for you when you needed me by your side, Cindy. But I was really struggling emotionally too, you know.
You were struggling, but you were doing a stand-up comedy routine?
Ha.
My uncle told me earlier. During your party with your coworkers. You were doing a little comedy performance for them. My uncle asked your boss to check what you were up to.
No, this is a misunderstanding. Cindy, I'm begging you, pick up the phone. Let me explain. I want to apologize. And I have no intention of getting a divorce.
Then we'll take this divorce to court, which is fine by me. You've turned me off you completely today. Every cell in my body is rejecting you, Oscar.
Please. Hey, maybe you can tell the managing director for me. You can tell him that you convinced me to stay. At this rate, I could be fired.
I don't care. So, $25,000. Make sure you pay it all back.
There's no way I could ever afford all that.
Then maybe you need the loan sharks again?
How am I supposed to pay it back if I'm fired?
This is all your own doing, so why don't you think of a way by yourself? And it's really not my problem either, Oscar. You and I are just acquaintances not related by blood. Following that, the divorce proceeded more smoothly than expected. A significant reason for this was my uncle, who holds the position of managing director at Oscar Workplace. He assured Oscar that he wouldn't be terminated as long as he cooperated with the divorce process. Oscar is gradually paying off his debt through monthly installments. The gossip about the whole situation has spread throughout Oscar Workplace. It's likely that he feels quite out of place there now. I imagine he's eager to leave at the first opportunity. But for the time being, he must continue working to meet his debt obligations. In some respects, this may be the harshest punishment for Oscar. And I applaud my uncle for that. My dad eventually recovered and was discharged from the hospital. I promised to go on vacation with him once he's settled. Now it's my turn to enjoy a vacation.